Tell me more about the promises he's kept. What are like your top three favorite ones?
Number one is close the borders. We have fentanyls that the cartels has brought in. China for Joe Biden allowed those fentanyls that can kill each and every one of us.
I mean, that'd be crazy if we all died.
Yeah.
Like, well, who would buy more fentanyl if we were all dead, right?
Who would buy all that? Well, yeah, right.
Okay, so that's one, closing the borders. Two more.
Now we are respected in every country again.
Which countries do you think have like really increased in their respect for America?
Israel, I'm a biggest supporter of Israel. And then, of course, we saw Saudi Arabia.
North Korea is increasing their respect as well.
Yes, yes.
Closing the border, restoring respect. Do you have a third one?
Like peace, I think, peace. Peace, especially in the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East.
Let me say this real fucking clear. If you are part of MAGA and you're still supporting what's happening, you are a racist and a bigot, and you're not a good person. I don't need to have a conversation with you to know that. I've had enough conversations with people like you to be done with it. Because the fact of the matter is, you guys think only certain people deserve rights, and you're fucking wrong. And rather than understanding that, or in any way listening to people that are liberal, you'd rather play this game, oh, just get to know us. No, we already did. The person in office is us getting to know you. Ew.
Trump supporters going overseas astounded that not everyone loves their dear leader as much as they do. Shocked that locals know more about and care more about American politics than most Americans. This one complains that London just doesn't feel welcoming this trip, that she needs to just say she didn't vote for Trump or get out. Well, Karen, I wonder why that could be. Maybe they don't like that he slammed them, one of our longest and closest allies, with tariffs. Maybe they feel he's treated Ukraine unfairly. Maybe they don't like his interference in their domestic politics. See, Karen, according to polls that were just done all over the world, the two most commonly used words to describe Donald Trump were arrogant and dangerous. 62% of people in Great Britain didn't have confidence in his ability to do the right thing in world affairs. But there's good news. If you're looking for a Trump-friendly vacation destination, I would suggest you check out Nigeria. While it may not have Big Ben or Windsor Castle, 79% of the people love Trump, because I can tell you one thing, Karen. I could get off the plane tomorrow in Heathrow dressed just like this, and not one person would ask me that question.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done.
I could never feel bad for someone like you, because even in this moment, you still don't see the humanity of people who were working with you. It's really interesting that you voted against the people that were working with you on a regular basis, not caring about their family, not caring about their job, not caring about their livelihood. You weren't interested. And now that they're gone, you still don't see their humanity, because all you can think about is their productivity and how they were going to make you rich. That's just sad.
I just want to put this in perspective for you. A school shooter who goes into a school, kills children, and then gets sent to prison is living in better conditions than the people in the ICE detention facilities. People that have killed children, people that have raped people, that are in prison right now are getting food. They're getting water. They're getting fresh clothes. They are getting showers. Now, are they living a life of luxury? No, they're in fucking prison. But these immigrants, who have largely never committed a crime in their life, being held in these detention facilities, they aren't being given fresh food. And if they are being given food, there's bugs in them. They don't get showers. They don't get clean clothes. A lot of them are now dying and are not getting help for medical emergencies. Actual criminals are being treated safer and better in federal prison than immigrants in ICE detention facilities. This is history repeating itself, everyone.
Y'all are so angry. Get over it. Blow it out your blowhole. Stop poking the bear. You guys gaslight everyone and act like the proof's not right in front of your faces. The President of the United States on a daily basis says that we're the radical left and hates us. What the fuck do you mean? Like, what the fuck do you mean? Does that make somebody evil? I don't know. Nobody called her evil. You put that in fucking my mouth. I didn't say that shit. Do I think she deserves a following? No, absolutely not. Why? Because anybody that supports a man that fucking could be accused of rape as many times as he's dead, no. If you got in line and voted with the white supremacists, yeah, that's a problem. If you are okay with what's happening right now in the United States, building concentration camps, because that's what the fuck it is, or deporting people, or wanting to run over fucking protesters, get rid of fucking DEI and everything else, yeah, that's a whole fucking moral issue right there. And bringing God into it and thinking that God would co-sign on anything I just said is wild, because God wouldn't roll with you. God would never be with you. God gave to the needy, the sick, and the poor. God took in people. God traveled through borders to get followers. He wouldn't even let him in this country if he didn't have a fucking his green card or whatever. So while you guys want to blow smoke at people's asses, I can't, you know what I mean? So if I'm angry, yeah, I'm fucking angry. And so the fuck are you. So stop trying to act like you're not. You are. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit anymore.
A Day Without a Mexican. Does anyone else remember this movie from 2004? The whole plot is a mysterious fog comes in and has an isolated incident in the state of California, and all of the Hispanic people in California disappear. Just gone. Like the rapture or something happens. So, the state begins to see the importance of the Hispanic community. The state literally stops working. Everything just comes to a grinding halt. And I feel like Donald Trump watched that and he's like, that's a good idea. We can cripple California like this. We need to go after the Hispanics. But in reality, we're seeing these Midwest states who voted for Donald Trump, like overwhelmingly, now be hugely impacted because of their decisions of those votes. Yeah, we're seeing dairy farmers talking about how none of their employees or their workers are showing up, that because most of them are about 70% Hispanic leaning, and how they're going to go bankrupt because they no longer have a workforce to do what is necessary. And I would like to remind you, it's not just about them going bankrupt. It's about us stopping food production. Not only will supply be limited, but the prices for those supplies is to skyrocket. So whenever we talk about, well, they're illegal, let's get rid of them, they're not holding jobs, I want you to remember who puts that food in your grocery stores. Yeah, farmers might feed America, but the only reason they're feeding America is because they have very cheap Hispanic labor to get that food to your table. They're not feeding America. They own the land, but they don't work it. Most of them. Some of them still do. But 90% of these farmers are massive corporations that are owned by shell companies and whoever else. Look, it's no longer your mom and pop that you're thinking that you're saving or you're contributing to or you're speaking up for whenever you say the farmers. No, the farmers are now corporations that also own department stores, manufacturing, probably just Jeff Bezos. If you haven't seen it and you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the 2004 movie A Day Without a Mexican. That's to be our future very soon, whenever we realize we don't have anyone to do all the work that we so badly claim that we want to do. Because we're not going to do it. And by we're, I mean people who look like me.
We ain't talking about the motherfucking farmers no more. Because the motherfuckers got their check. And they got their fucking employees taken the fuck away by ICE. And they're too fucking busy eating all the motherfucking food that's rotting on their fucking farm. Got plenty of fucking giveaways. Next motherfucker, you ain't got no motherfucking employees. You ain't getting no more motherfucking checks because they ain't giving you the motherfucking checks for the third fucking time. Y'all can forget that shit. And now what the fuck you gonna do? Food's rotten too, so you probably won't even have anything to fucking eat. Y'all know I didn't mean that, man. I'm gonna leave y'all the fuck alone. I've been in y'all's ass for a long time, man. I love farmers, man. I love black farmers, white farmers, all farmers. But all farmers don't get treated the same fucking way. Y'all can agree to that, can't you? No, y'all don't agree to shit. Y'all just agree to the cheese man. Yellow cheese man. That's who y'all fucking serve. As long as that motherfucker serve you a fucking check, you down with it. You don't give a fuck about having your motherfucking employees. They're your motherfucking employees. You got years of fucking dedication. They picked your fucking fields and work like that in sweat and blood. And you let the motherfucking ICE motherfuckers round them the fuck up. Because the cheese man say he gonna lay off of the service industry. He gonna lay off the fucking farmers. And the next motherfucking day you see ICE trucks and ICE agents all on your fucking farms. But y'all got them motherfucking checks and that's all the fuck y'all give a fuck. And now y'all ain't got no motherfucking body to pick the fucking fields. That's real fucking smart.
Y'all, I know that everyone is talking about Latino workers and stuff like that, which, you know, it's a shame that everybody's losing their jobs and they're afraid and everything like that, right? But I just wanted to come on to say I don't believe the United States, or this administration, is worried Because if you look behind the scenes, right, there are labor programs that are being started in Ghana and other countries in West Africa that are going to supply contract workers where there are shortages around the globe, and they're already starting the contracts now. Y'all heard me right, okay? So while the news is always talking about well, where are they going to get the hospitality workers, and where are they going to get the construction workers, and where they're going to get, they're going to import them under contract. Okay, I'm going to tell you, there are countries that are already under, they're sending, some countries are under contract. I think Ghana, maybe, I'm not sure. Ghana had already said that they're under contract with one country, and they're working on contracts with other countries, right? They're going to be sending them out. What's the type of work they're going to do? Agriculture, construction, hospitality, healthcare, under contract. And that's because they don't have much work for, because, okay, everybody knows that Africa, the continent of Africa, has the youngest population, right? So if you have the youngest population, they need to work, right? So they don't have enough work. So they're going to be exporting them out to countries that do. That means Europe, because they have an aging population, and the United States of America. They've been paid. When I tell you, doesn't this remind, now as a Black American, this does remind me of the transatlantic slave trade. Why? Because this whole business of exporting Black labor, it has not stopped around the globe, and it's doing it again, right? But here's the thing that I think about a lot, right? Is that if I'm going down a rabbit hole with y'all. If Ghana, or since Ghana had the year of return, right, and wanted African Americans to come back, quote unquote, wanted African Americans to come, including, I guess, people in the Caribbean too, right? Why do you want us to come if you can't supply work? It makes me go back and wonder what was the scheme to make you do this? Someone had to have paid you, because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense. You want 50 million people to come over here, right? Go to Ghana, because there's no number. Just come. And other West African nations, right, we're opening it up. But how the flip you gonna open up your nation when you hadn't taken care of the indigenous ones there? You have to export them out. So that leads me to believe this is a Liberia thing going on, where the American colonization society paid tribal chiefs over there to get land for Liberia. And they made Liberia because that was a business deal, to try and get free African Americans who were making a good living, possibly even rich, to move out of America and leave the enslaved. Because see, that whole business deal between America and Liberia, it wasn't for the enslaved Africans, it was for the free ones. And in Caribbean, because they was making money, they was making it good. So we need to get them out of here, so we won't give the enslaved ones hope. They couldn't just put African Americans out because we citizens. So they had to try and trick us. So here's this whole scheme. And I'm really going down a rabbit hole, right? So, but it's a rabbit hole. So don't get mad at me. It's a rabbit hole. Okay, so the Trump administration was his first term was when the year of return happened. And now that he's back, He's back in office. This a lot of things are opening up. Okay? With the labor programs. The labor programs. More labor programs are starting to open up in Africa to ship out labor. So if you got to ship out labor, why would you want to have a so there's some kind of money exchange going on again. Okay? Transatlantic slave trade going on again. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? They're switching out people. Switching out. This happens in America all the time now. This happens in America because even with the white folk, with the Europeans, when they came over to the United States of America, they liked them coming because they worked for less. They even worked for less than black Americans. Okay? Yeah, they work for less, and so they like them. Come on over. Labor. The jobs they coming over for: agriculture, construction, hospitality, all that. Yo. And it's under contract, and they don't get citizenship. Y'all, I know this is a rabbit hole. Okay? But I'm like, why don't you let them work in the country? Because I think that's what most continental Africans want. Take care of us in our land. Because it's not about taking care of them in their land. It's not about that. It's about the rich getting richer off of cheaper labor and being able to export. Because you're getting paid to do this. It's an exchange. It's always been a transatlantic slave trade. Y'all, I'm trying to say it's always been a transatlantic slave trade. Somebody gonna get paid less. Somebody will get paid less. And they're gonna think they're getting paid a lot. And they're gonna be grateful. Why? Because they haven't made that much money before. Well, with African Americans, we know what good money is in America. They don't want that. They want to import people who feel like $9 is a lot of money an hour. When I tell you, this feels like the modern day transatlantic slave trade. And I know a lot of places in Africa, I know Nigeria calls it a brain drain or something like that. What the fuck? So yeah, they're going to have people under contract. And at the same time, they're asking Black Americans to come and build. I've heard multiple leaders in different countries in Africa say, yes, we need African Americans to come back and build. Well, huh? Just 50 million people you want to come back and build? You got billions of people on the continent right now. If you work it right, it never made sense. But it does today, huh? At least in my brain. Rabbit hole.
That's not in the bill. It's only able-bodied people.
Of the Medicaid budget has been.
There's also a lot of people they found through Elon Musk and Doge's work that are dead and on Medicaid, and there's a lot of fraud being done in that. So I think it's very reasonable to restrict the budget on that. Okay.
You're lying right now, and you're lying based on what you've been told.
Okay.
And part of what I would encourage you to do is actually do your research on that, because all of those things have been debunked.
Okay.
So that is.
What sources should I go to?
You can APR, NPR,
Okay.
Actual news sites that are non-biased will tell you.
NPR is not biased.
NPR is much less biased. Who do you go to for your news, Fox?
No, I don't.
Where do you go for your news?
What if I said InfoWars?
Well, there you go.
I don't. I mainly go to Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles for their take, but I really like to go straight to the lawmakers themselves to explain their position. And I'm not 100% in favor of the bill either. It's a lot of spending.
How about lack of funding for mental health?
That's a very broad term. A lot of people chime in with the funding of sex operations for children as mental health, or abortions as mental health, which is not. So that's a very broad term that should not just be funded and given money to. I'm going to move on. I appreciate your time, though. I want to move on to other people. I appreciate your time. And have fun out here. It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you get permission to use whatever you have taken today?
I don't need your permission.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay.
Where Where does it say I need your permission?
I'm asking you if you're going to use this footage. I'm curious what permission.
I don't need your permission because I'm in public and you're in public, and I can film here and I can speak to people here and then put it on the internet.
Okay, so that's your plan. What is? Where would I find?
Liberty Hangout.
Okay.
Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You might learn a thing or two.
I'm not going to subscribe, but I might. Go
you will subscribe watching this though. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing, right?